Hey guys, Burnished here, and today we are playing some Lee Sin. And I thought I'd be playing some jungle, and you'll probably see a lot more jungling on my channel.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Oh dear, okay, note to self, don't press those buttons. So yeah, I really do like jungling, and Lee Sin's an amazing jungle. He's pretty much phenomenally known for his pub stomping abilities. Right here, they come for the invade. Sona decides not to flash over the wall, but instead flash away from them, and they actually catch up to her and pick up first blood. So yeah, I'm sort of like, what just happened there? Seriously, guys, really, bro? And so you know, no problem, really. It does mean that I don't get my red buff, which means the level 2 gank is going to be a little bit harder. And I'm just going to start on wolves, do damage on wolves, and then get a pull from Rise onto blue buff. Finish my blue buff, now I can go out ganking. I actually see this Vladimir, and this was a sort of mistake in my part, just a random didn't think moment. But you'll see in a second. Yeah, so right here, I jump onto Vladimir, I go out, hit the Q, hit the E, and then right here, Rengar jumps out on me, and I go down to basically no HP. I have to put down the exhaust on the Rengar so he can't do any more damage. One more tick, no! Burnished survives. Burnished MVP of the game right here. And so, I didn't expect that counter jungle from, that counter gank from Rengar. Should have really expected it because he did go to my red buff, and then I'm assuming he would have gone straight to his red buff. That just makes it, just make sure that I don't get red buff, because Lee Sin with a red buff is not very nice. So, speed this up. And so, yeah, I have to clear the minions down on my red buff, of course, because it's not like he's going to clear them. And so I'm just waiting for a gank here in mid lane. And so I go out to Brand, miss the Q. That would have been a definite second kill at the game for us if I had hit that Q. But, you know, still learning Lee Sin, and I come across the blue buff here. Just go to check it out. So this is really good. Rengar didn't clear this, I don't know why, but you know, it really sucks for him because that means now we're equal on buffs. I got 2 blue buffs, he got 2 red buffs, which means we're perfectly equal in jungle, and the invade didn't really do anything that helped their team. The thing with an invade, you sort of have to get the 3 buffs on the map, and then only let the enemy jungler get 1, and then you basically succeed in out-jungling him. So yeah, doing some raves. Going in for this Brand again. Missed the Q again, and I feel so bad for that. I E, and then try to shield Rise, but the Ignite kills Brand from Rise, and Rengar kills Rise. So that's unfortunate. And I'm on 2 low HP, so I have to go back. At the moment, I'm using 21, what was it? 21... I believe it's 21-9. Oh, here Rengar makes a huge mistake by waiting in my wraiths. Where I actually saw him a second ago in the wraith camp, and so I was like, oh, he's gonna die now. And so I managed to get my Q off, but I didn't double Q, which sort of was really iffy there. But I do manage to get Q onto him, double E as well. Get some damage down. Rise flashes in, picks up the kill. I W to Rise so I don't take the stun. And the ulti just hits me in Rise, and that's the end of it. So Rise doing some good play there, not standing next to me, so I get more damage from Brand, which is really nice. Going up here to get a gank onto Vladimir. I want to choose the right time. There would have been the right time, but no, I waited for him to fall back, and I missed my Q. GG. Just going to feed this blue buff to Rise here, and just camp this mid lane. This Brand is like he's an easy kill, really, in this lane. So I go over here, just steal the golems, and then red spawns. I do have the timers. You'll see in a second here, actually. Yeah, there's Rengar waiting to get his red buff, and that's the greatest thing about knowing timers. You got to learn the timers. You got to learn 2, 7, then 12. You know, those are the times that blue buff will be spawning if you killed blue buff first. But then if you killed blue buff second, then it'll be, you know, like 4, 9, 14, something like that. Just knowing those timers and, you know, just guessing them really for the enemy jungle can really put you ahead in the jungle. So I did get the red buff, and I get the double red buff, which is really nice, and Rise got our blue buff. So I just beat Rengar at his jungle game, because now the only thing he has is blue buff to give to Brand, which isn't that great. He would have been much better off with a red buff, because he would have been able to get a lot more ganks in. And so I run up top here, because I saw that Rengar was there, so I was just checking to make sure that he didn't get dived too hard, or anything like that. And so I switch over to the top, switch over, and go through the middle, and then Jace kills Vladimir. I'm like, ah, Jace! need an assist. And so I go onto Brand there, do a bit of damage with my Q, yada yada, not much really interesting happening. So I go back into the mid lane, and I'm just waiting for this Brand to make one false step. Brand, really nice to gank, because especially as Lee Sin, the amount of mobility you have, you can dodge that stun so easily. So and especially considering you have a Ryze in your lane, that's an insta snare. Just, you know, it has a very low cooldown, very strong snare ability. So, you know, GG for that lane. And the problem with ganking Vladimir is, you know, if he pulls my Q, then I can't really do much out of that. So bot lane getting killed, I'm like, I'm gonna run down bot lane. And Rengar's thinking that he's invisible, and hi Rengar. And so I take him down. Rengar, actually, I'm really good against Rengar, I learned. Because obviously when he goes invisible, I have lots of seeing abilities. It goes well with Teemo as well, so I actually picked a really great pick. And right here, I get a little bit greedy for this Vayne, but you know, sort of worth it. I managed to get the Q off right as she condemns, get the E, and just take her down. And I'm like, oh, I can kill this Teemo. And then I'm like, no, I can't kill this Teemo. Minion's OP. And the Shroom hits me, so they still have aggro on me, and I'm just like, no. Bit of a waste of exhaust. I thought I could survive, and I nearly do, but nope. Teemo has his ventures. But if you see there, Vayne didn't get an assist, so it's all good. The support gets a kill. That does not matter pretty much at all. Super speed. So 2-1-2 as Lee Sin at the moment, doing pretty well. Lee Sin very good at getting snowballed early game, mid game, and then just transferring that to late game and really dominating. His lane ganks are just insane. The Q, just, I don't know. The Q is just so strong. And so speed through this a little bit, and I'm just farming it up here, gonna get my red buff, and we're like, oh, Teemo just died, so let's take a free dragon. Why don't we? And we take a nice free dragon there. Very good thing as Lee Sin as well, he can do a very early dragon with the amount of damage he puts out, and the attack speed buff mixed in with Wriggles just means he does so much damage to minions. So I'm going through the mid lane here, I catch out Rengar, get him down with my ultimate, trying to save Sona actually, didn't actually work. But I see Brand does flash, I should have put down a ward there really, and then W to it, but I do get a long range Q, and he nearly kills me. So Ryze flashes in, very nice by Ryze. And maybe if I had exhausted, like, there's a lot of things I could have done with that play. I could have placed down a ward and then used my safeguard Iron Will to, it's safeguard, to jump to the ward and then gotten a really easy E or Q, whichever I preferred. Probably E, because then he gets slowed down. And I could have exhausted him as well, which would have slowed him down. Just so, just taking unnecessary damage. If anyone else had been there like Vladimir, I would have died. But but thank God that didn't happen. So, doing Wraiths again. Sona's sort of sticking around in mid, I don't know why. And I actually see Rengar and Jace fighting over here, so I W in, trying to get as much damage down. Q onto Rengar, managed to pick him up. Now it's just Vladimir. He pulls, tries to get the damage with pull, which is really a bad idea. I managed to get the Q off, and he goes down to Ryze. So, bad play by them. And I suppose good positioning by me, at least I'd hope to think. Brandon gets taken down by Ryze. I don't even know where that happened, and I see a blue buff here, so I just take the blue buff really quickly, simply because our blue buff will be spawning soon for Ryze, and I don't want any chance of Teemo getting it, because then we have to kill Teemo in order to just get that blue buff. But I think actually, yeah, I put a ward down there, W to it, but I thought, yeah, I can't do it. And then it turns out Teemo was actually recalling in that bush, so Ryze got the kill. So good going, Ryze. I missed with the Q there, but I believe he was out of range anyway, so not much could be done. Just pushing down this tower now, trying to get some auto attacks, taking a lot of damage, which is not good. Good thing about Lee Sin though, use WU on yourself twice, and you gain lifesteal and spell vamp, and you can just clear loads of minions and stuff and get so many kills. We see Vayne down here in the bottom just by herself, insta-gibbed. Like, there's no point even slowing down for that one. She was just so far out of position. I'm going to feed this red buff to Caitlyn because of her range, and, you know, AD carries usually get red buff because their auto attacks are insane. Speed this up a little bit, just going to do wolves. And then I was going to help Ryze with his blue, but he just freaking soloed it at night. The problem is I don't want to risk an auto attack with my Wriggles, and that's the end of the game. Sorry it couldn't be a longer game. Haven't been able to get that many long games or victories for that. But as soon as I do, I will post up a very nice long video for you guys. Just a really quick video. I have having a lot of stuff to do at the moment in my life with just IRL crap, basically. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Please don't dislike like my last video where I had no commentary. It's just I'm trying to put out videos and it's becoming increasingly difficult, so I do apologize for that. Anyway, guys, I will see you all next time.